Welcome back on our show. It's time to bring in our next guest, and that's going to be Addison DeChant, a member of the Onaga softball team. Onaga High School, phenomenal season, just wrapped up their softball season, losing in the regional championship game 7-3 to Mission Valley in Class 2-1A. Addison, appreciate you coming on the show. I know it's always tough when you wrap up one of those seasons, but for you, were you able to kind of put things in perspective? I know it's still very fresh, but were you able to kind of put things in perspective, not only the end of the season, but also just a great career for you?
Yeah, it was definitely hard to realize that it was over, especially having two runs the last 2 years of high school, getting to go to the state tournament, and then now it's kind of over and seeing everyone else getting to advance and realizing, oh, my high school career is officially over. But also looking at the bright side that I get to enjoy 2 more years of playing softball at community college. So, yeah, it was kind of hard. It still hasn't fully set in yet, but it definitely is an eye opener.
Going into that regional, and I was talking to a number of people, like just 2A, there's a lot of classes that are really good, but 2-1A, there are a lot of really good teams. And like that regional alone, you beat a really good McLeod team in the semifinals. Then obviously Mission Valley goes on to win it. But what was your mindset even just going into that regional?
Going into the regional, we knew it never was going to be easy from the get go. We knew going in whether we were going to be on one side of the regional or the other, we were going to face someone very that was coming out for blood for us, whether that be Rossville or Mission Valley. And we ended up hitting the Mission Valley, and we knew that with matching up with them 2 years ago, my sophomore year, and we beat them in that championship, they were really going to be out. So we knew that we had to prepare, but we had to take it one game at a time, facing Jeff County North first. And that was a kind of easier game. We were able to have a little bit fun with that, but we still powered through and made sure we kept our heads up, looking into where we had to take it one game at a time in order to move on. Then facing McLeod, we knew they were going to be a pretty hard setup against us, and so we had never seen them before in program history, and so getting that win against them was nice. Then to get to Mission Valley, we knew again it was going to be they were going to come out for blood for us, and it was tough fought game, but they ended up making out on top. So
You look at that championship game. Was there a moment or a few moments that kind of maybe swayed that game a little bit? Anything that stood out in that championship game?
I'd say when we had Abby Ringel hit that home run, our bats were a little slow that game. We had started off the game with I scored first inning, getting home on a ground ball, but then our bats kind of slowed down there for a little bit, and Abby came out with a home run over the fence, single home run. But that kind of was a turning point for us, where we knew our bats could get hot if we really needed it, like we needed it then. And so that was kind of a turning point for us, where we knew we were still in it, but just to keep our heads up.
You look at the season. Your senior year, 19 wins for Onaga. How much fun was it? Just your senior year, were you able to kind of take things in?
It was really fun my senior year. I had my sisters on the team with me as freshmen, so that made it extra fun getting to experience being a teammate with them in high school ball. And this season, this group of girls was just absolutely amazing. I wouldn't have asked for better teammates, for better coaches. We had lots of fun this year. We had lots of inside jokes, lots of fun practices, but we also knew that we had to be that hard standard, and we had to try our best every day too. So have fun, but also be a good competition.
All right, so you mentioned your sisters coming aboard on the team. How wide were their eyes when they started varsity softball? Any advice that you gave them?
Oh, sometimes I could be a bit hard on them, obviously, as a big sister, but they did really well. Carly got some good at bats on varsity at home, and Brooklyn did some designated running for us for our catcher. And so getting to play with both of them, yeah, it was kind of hard. I was always tough on them, but they did a great job getting into those varsity games and keeping their head focused. And we always had a rule where we couldn't really talk about it during the game, but when we got home, that's when we could help each other out and support each other. But in games, it was a little rough sometimes. So kind of just trying to be supportive of them and not be too hard on them. But they did really well as freshmen.
Growing up, was softball always big in your family?
Yes, we have been a part of the softball. We've always been at the softball field since I was in T-ball. I've always been big into softball. It's been my sport, and so my family spent extra weekends in the summer at travel ball, and now my cousins are getting into it with rec ball, and so it's great to see. It's really big for our family.
How much time are you investing, even throughout your high school career, just trying to improve yourself? And how much investment, I guess, did you put into softball?
Well, I've played travel ball ever since I was in, I think, 6th grade. And so every summer I was at the fields almost every weekend, especially now getting into high school. I went to a more competitive team to where we're playing higher competition teams. And so really we practice twice a week for them. And then on in the winter I really put in my own work too at home. And so and then obviously high school ball, you're really hitting it hard with practices every day and then getting those extra rips in on Sunday night. So kind of every time, whether it's fall, spring, winter, summer, you're always playing softball. So
Addison DeChant joining us here, a member of the Onaga softball team. All right, so you mentioned like prep ball and like playing on those prep teams. Like, how much are you working? Like, what things are you working on? Like, when you go into like individual winter workouts, like what were some of the things you're working on?
During the winter, it's kind of hard to get fielding in, obviously. For my travel team, we get together, try to get together twice a week, and we're really focusing on our hitting. We break it down at the tee. Our coach does front toss, which for me this winter, really just working on my hands and getting my hands to the ball and making sure I'm getting those line drives rather than those pop ups, little grounders. So that's really what I focused on this last winter. But really, winter for us is really breaking down that hitting process. And then once the warmer weather comes around, then we can work on the fielding all together. So
All right, I was looking at some of your numbers, and I think these are updated, but your senior season, I'll just read these off. All right, hit over 500, 511, 47 hits, 19 doubles, 26 RBIs. You got walked 22 times, only struck out 6 times. I mean, you're like rewriting the school record books. You're now the leader in home runs for career, hits, RBIs, runs, doubles, triples, stolen bases, walks. I might have left something out, but like, did you have a feeling like going in your senior season, like you had a chance for one of those breakout year? I mean, you're good from your freshman year, but like a chance for a really big breakout year?
I'd say this year, yeah, I knew that I was going to be one of those top performers from the high school to ever come because it's obviously been a program that we've built ever since my freshman year. Really, we built the program up. But senior year, I knew like this is the year that I have to do it. Like this is my breakout year. And I'd say obviously I didn't hit all the things that I wanted to, but I definitely think that my biggest accomplishment this year was just being a leader for my team as a senior and making sure that not only did I focus on my own achievements as a person, but also my teammates' achievements. So that was kind of me going into senior year.
When you say you wanted to improve being a leader, like what things stand out? Communication, verbally, like what are you trying to get across?
I'd say a big thing is communication, being able to communicate with my teammates, being able to be that teammate that anybody can reach out to, whether they're going through something softball wise, personally wise, just someone that is an open door to anyone and kind of that they can look to and come to me for help sometimes because it's kind of hard to go to coaches sometimes. So obviously, just being that person that anyone can come to and seeing that others can look up to me. So.
Now wrapping up your career at Onaga and looking forward, like committed to Southeast Community College to play softball up in Nebraska. Like, what went into your recruiting process and choosing Southeast?
Coach Lytle had reached out to me going into my junior high school softball season on a recruiting profile. I hadn't really known much about the college at all, really, didn't even know they really existed. And he reached out to me, and then we ended up setting up a visit for me to go up to campus. And I ended up loving campus. I love the way Coach Lytle invested in me personally. He got to know my family really well. And so that was a big thing that he realized I was a big family girl, and he knew that that's what he wants out of his program too. And then getting to meet some of the girls, I have some personal friends, Reese Grady and Brooklyn Dye, that are also committed. And so knowing them already and made it definitely a lot easier choice to recruit and to go there. And Coach Lytle really just made it a great thing. And knowing that I'm going to be a part of another family up there like I am here at home.
I recently had Maddie Harold on the show. She's at Cloud County, and she was talking about that adjustment from high school to college. And the one thing, as a pitcher and a batter, she was talking about the strike zone. Like, so for you, like getting ready to go to college, like what things are you kind of preparing yourself for, just as far as the differences?
I'd say definitely some more aggressive pitching, getting to see that at the plate, knowing that I'm gonna have to go into every at bat, wanting to not just to get a hit, but to look to get on base any way I can for my team. This year alone, I felt like I did a good job at reading the pitches, and so kind of working on reading pitches better as going into college. I'm going to see more competitive pitchers that have better control of their pitches and knowing what exactly those different pitches are going to do. So just kind of working on the inside balls, those outside balls, and how I can get on base and where I can work around. So
You started out as a pitcher, right, in high school?
I did. Yep. I pitched my freshman and sophomore year and a little bit my junior year.
All right. Did you enjoy it? I mean, because eventually, I mean, obviously you get, more teammates involved in the team and then, you don't have to do that pitching duty, but did you enjoy pitching?
I did. It was something I enjoyed, but then eventually I worked out of it. Had a knee injury my sophomore year that ended up resulting in surgery. And so coming back from that was a bit rough and kind of just hard on the knee. And so didn't really find much joy being in pain while doing something anymore. And I found more joy just really playing on the defensive side at shortstop and third base. So that's kind of what my heart fell into. But I did enjoy pitching at one time. So.
All right. So if Southeast Community College gets into a pickle and they need a pitcher for like 1 out, like what's your go-to pitch if you had to go in there?
Straight fastball.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, Addison, appreciate your time and best of luck going forward this summer.
Thank you so much.
That is Addison DeChant, a member of the Onaga softball team. We'll have more of the show after this.